I found out about a secret family trip without me. When I asked, my sister scoffed. We needed a break from you. So I took a break from them and blocked their numbers right before their flight home. I should have known something was off. There were signs, subtle at first, little things I brushed off as nothing. But looking back, I can see how obvious it all was. The hushed conversations when I walked into a room. The quick glances between my mom and dad. My sister, Sophia, smirking at her phone more than usual, typing fast, then turning the screen away when I got too close. I told myself I was imagining things, that I was being paranoid. Turns out, I wasn't. I found out the truth in the worst way possible. And when I confronted them, Sophia just scoffed. We needed a break from you. So, I gave them exactly what they wanted. It started 2 weeks ago. I had stopped by my parents' house in Chicago for dinner, something I did every other Sunday. I lived about an hour away in Naperville, not far, but not close enough for casual drop-ins. Work kept me busy. I was a project manager at a logistics company, but I made time when I could. Sundays were usually the same. My mom, a creature of habit, would make the same 3 dishes on rotation: roasted chicken with potatoes, spaghetti and meatballs, or her go-to, baked salmon. My dad would sit in his recliner, half watching the news until dinner was ready. And Sophia? Well, she was usually on her phone, rolling her eyes at everything I said. That night, the menu was salmon. My dad was in his chair, mumbling something about how traffic was getting worse every year. Sophia was on the couch, texting like her life depended on it. Nothing seemed different. But then, Sophia's phone vibrated on the table next to me. I glanced down without thinking. The screen lit up. A group chat. Family trip 2025, Italy airplane. I froze. At first, I thought maybe it was extended family. A cousin trip, maybe. But then another notification popped up. Sophia, I booked our seats. We're all sitting together. Mom, Dad, I made sure you guys got the window seats. Mom, oh, perfect, sweetie. You're the best. Dad, I can't wait. It's been years since we had a real family trip. Real family trip. The word stung. I felt my stomach drop. My fingers tightened around the fork in my hand. They were going to Italy. All of them. Without me. I put the phone back down as Sophia reached for it. She didn't notice me looking. I stared at my parents. My dad had moved on to complaining about some new city ordinance. My mom was stirring a pot of green beans like nothing had happened. Like I didn't exist. I swallowed hard, trying to push down the lump in my throat. Maybe there was a logical explanation. Maybe they had planned this as a surprise and just hadn't told me yet. But deep down, I already knew the truth. They didn't want me there. Dinner felt like chewing cardboard. I barely tasted anything. Every bite felt heavy. I waited until the plates were cleared, until my mom was wiping down the counters and Sophia was scrolling through her phone again. Then I spoke. When were you going to tell me about Italy? Silence. My mom's hand paused mid-wipe. My dad's eyes flickered to my mom. Sophia didn't even bother looking up from her screen. Finally, my mom let out a nervous little laugh. Oh, it's just a small trip. Nothing big. Nothing big. I repeated, my voice flat. A 2-week trip to Italy is nothing big. My dad cleared his throat. Look, we didn't think you'd want to go, okay? You're always busy with work. And, well, you never seemed that interested in traveling with us before. I stared at him. That's bullshit. My mom frowned. Language. You planned an entire trip behind my back, I said, my voice rising. Booked flights. Hotels. And not one of you thought to ask me. Oh, relax, Sophia muttered, finally looking up. We just needed a break from you. I blinked. The room went eerily quiet. A break. I repeated. Sophia smirked. Yeah, you're always so moody. Always making things dramatic. We wanted this trip to be fun. Fun. I looked at my mom. My dad. Waiting for them to correct her. To say she was wrong. That of course I was invited. But they didn't. My mom sighed and wiped her hands on a dish towel. Sweetheart, it's not personal. We just thought it'd be nice to have some time together. Just the 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. Not 4. 3. Like I wasn't even part of the family anymore. I felt something inside me crack. I pushed back my chair and stood. You know what? I said, my voice eerily calm. You're right. You should take a break from me. Sophia rolled her eyes. Oh, come on. Don't be so dramatic. I ignored her. Grabbed my coat. Walked out the door. No one stopped me. I didn't talk to them for 2 weeks. No texts. No calls. Nothing. And then, the night before their flight home, I did something petty. Something I know was childish, but I didn't care. I blocked every single one of them. My mom. My dad. Sophia. Gone. I turned off my phone, poured myself a drink, and enjoyed the silence. The next morning, my work email was flooded. So were my voicemails. From an unknown number. I played one. Sophia's voice, irritated. Seriously? Mom's freaking out because she can't reach you. Call her back. Next. My mom, panicked. Sweetheart, please. Just let us know you're okay. Next. My dad, exasperated. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Enough with the silent treatment. I laughed. Actually laughed. I let them stew for another 24 hours before I finally picked up a call from an unknown number. It was my dad. What the HLL is wrong with you? He demanded. I leaned back in my chair. What's wrong with me? You blocked your own family. Over a vacation. You mean the one you planned without me? I asked, my voice steady. The one where you said you needed a break from me? Silence. Then a sigh. Look, let's just move past this, okay? I exhaled slowly. I'm not sure I want to. More silence. Because here's the thing. When people show you who they really are, you believe them. And my family, they showed me exactly what I meant to them. So maybe it's time I took a break. A real one. Maybe for a year. Maybe forever. And you know what? It feels damn good. The silence stretched between us, thick and suffocating. I could hear my dad breathing on the other end, slow and controlled, like he was trying to keep himself from saying something he'd regret. Or maybe he just didn't care enough to fight. Mom's really upset, he finally said. I let out a short, humorless laugh. Oh, now she's upset? She didn't seem too upset when you all were sipping wine in Tuscany. Don't be like that, he muttered. Like what? I shot back. Like someone who just found out their entire family took a vacation to another continent and didn't even bother to tell them? Yeah, forgive me if I'm not all smiles and sunshine right now. He sighed. Look, I get that you're mad, but this is childish. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Nothing. That word echoed in my head. I gritted my teeth. So let me get this straight. You planned a trip behind my back, deliberately excluded me, and then mocked me when I found out. But I'm the one being childish. More silence. Dad, just admit it. I said, my voice quieter now. You didn't want me there. He didn't say anything for a long time. And in that silence, I got my answer. Finally, he spoke. We didn't think you'd fit in with the trip, all right? His voice was sharp now, defensive. You always have something to complain about. You're negative. And we just wanted to relax for once. I stared at the wall, gripping my phone so hard my knuckles went white. I don't know what hurt more, hearing him say it outright or realizing I had always kind of known. You know what's funny? I said, my voice shaking. You guys have been treating me like an outsider for years, and I kept telling myself I was imagining it, that I was just being sensitive. But this proves it. You're being dramatic. There it was again. Dramatic. The family's favorite word for me. I felt something inside me go cold. I'm done, Dad. He scoffed. Done with what? With all of it, I said, trying to force myself into a family that clearly doesn't give a SHD about me. Don't start with that, he snapped. You're our son. Am I? I shot back. Because for a son, you guys sure don't seem to like me very much. He let out a long breath, like he was exhausted by the conversation. This is ridiculous. Your mom's been crying all morning, and Sophia is pissed. You made your point. Now call your mother and fix this. I almost laughed. You think I should be the one to fix this? You're the one who blocked us. And you're the ones who cut me out first. I yelled, surprising myself with the force of it. You didn't just forget to invite me, Dad. You made a choice. And the worst part is, none of you felt bad about it. Not until I stopped talking to you. Not until it inconvenienced you. That's not true, he said quickly, but I could hear the crack in his voice. Isn't it? For a moment, neither of us spoke. I could hear the muffled sounds of an airport behind him, announcements over a PA system, rolling suitcases, voices in the background. Then he sighed. Look, just come by next weekend. We'll talk this out like adults. I closed my eyes. Dad, you don't get it. Then explain it to me, he snapped. I inhaled deeply. You and Mom always take Sophia's side. Always. Ever since we were kids. You act like she's this perfect daughter, and I'm just, what? A problem? Some inconvenience. That's not fair, he said immediately. Isn't it? I said. Think about it. When has she ever been held accountable for anything? She can say whatever she wants to me, treat me like garbage, and you guys never call her out on it. But the second I push back, I'm dramatic. I'm difficult. I'm the bad guy. You're twisting things, he said. You chose to distance yourself, and now you're upset because we took a trip without you. I felt a bitter laugh crawl up my throat. I chose to distance myself because this is what you guys do. You treat me like an afterthought. And when I finally say, fine, I'll stop trying, suddenly it's my fault. Damn it, Alex, he muttered, rubbing a hand over his face. I don't know what you want me to say. How about the truth? I challenged. How about admitting that you didn't want me there because, deep down, you don't actually like me? That's not, Jesus, Alex, stop it. I let out a slow breath. My hands were shaking. This was it. The conversation I had been avoiding for years. The one where I finally said everything I had swallowed down for so long. Look, I said, my voice quieter now. You guys don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. But at least be honest about it. Stop pretending this is all in my head. More silence. Then he sighed. Fine. If that's how you feel, I won't argue with you. But you're still our son. And that means something. I stared at the wall. Does it? He hesitated. Your mom. Yeah, I cut him off. I bet Mom's upset. I bet she's crying. But not because she feels bad about what happened. She's upset because now I'm finally treating you guys the way you've treated me for years. That's not true, he said quietly. I didn't respond. Because we both knew it was. Are you really gonna do this? He asked. Cut us off? Over this? I closed my eyes. You already did it first. The line went quiet for a long time. Then, he let out a slow exhale. Fine. If this is the choice you're making, don't expect us to come crawling back when you regret it. I swallowed hard. Okay. There was another pause, and for a second, I thought I heard something. Maybe regret, maybe sadness, in his voice. But then, he just muttered, "Take care of yourself, Alex," and hung up. I stared at my phone for a long time. I should have felt relieved. Triumphant, even. Instead, all I felt was hollow. For the first time in my life, I didn't call back. I didn't try to fix things. I didn't feel the need to prove to them that I was worth keeping around. I just sat there, staring at my phone, feeling a strange sense of weightlessness. Like I had been carrying something heavy for years, something I didn't even realize was crushing me, until I finally set it down. And that's when I decided I was done waiting for them to treat me like family. I was going to start treating myself like one instead. At first, I didn't know what to do with myself. I had spent so many years trying to squeeze myself into a space where I clearly didn't belong that I had never really considered what life would be like if I just stopped. So, I did something I never would have before. I booked my own trip to Italy. On a whim, I used some of the vacation days I had been hoarding and splurged on a trip to Rome, Florence, and Venice. A solo trip. For me, it felt impulsive, reckless, even. But the second I hit confirm on the ticket, I felt something I hadn't in a long, long time. Excited. And the best part? My flight left 3 days before theirs was supposed to. I didn't post about it right away. I wanted to enjoy the moment without the drama. I landed in Rome and spent the first couple of days wandering the streets, eating carbonara in little family-owned restaurants, drinking espresso in tiny cafes, and taking in the sights they had been looking forward to. I made friends with a few other solo travelers. A guy from Canada, a woman from Australia, an older couple from New York who kind of adopted me for the afternoon. And for the first time in years, I wasn't the afterthought. I wasn't the outsider, the one ruining the family vibe. I was just me, and I was having the time of my life. Then, on the morning my parents and Sophia were scheduled to arrive, I finally did what I had been waiting for. I posted a picture, a shot of me, standing in front of the Colosseum, grinning with a glass of wine in my hand. The caption? Finally taking that much-needed family vacation. Just me, myself, and I. Hashtag living my best life, and then I waited. The fallout, it didn't take long. An hour later, my phone blew up. First, an unknown number. Ignored. Then, an email. Mom, Alex, call me. Now. Then Sophia, in a furious Instagram DM. Sophia, are you serious? Sophia, you went to Italy? Sophia, alone. I laughed. Actually laughed. Then, finally, my dad. A text. Dad, what are you trying to prove? I took a sip of my wine, stretched my legs out, and replied. Me? Nothing. Just needed a break from you guys. I watched as the message was read. No reply. I leaned back in my chair, the warm Italian sun on my face, and smiled. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the one waiting. They were. And it felt damn good.